Past 8. Good morning. My name is Ifeemi Andrew. Former President Goodluck Jonathan was in Rivers State, Etche, and I had time to make a few comments, and some of the things he has said, has created a diverse opinion and views, as you would expect coming from a former president. President speaks, you're sure people would respond in different ways, especially when you put into consideration the political divide we have in Rivers State at many levels. And so my very first question, if you had listened to the former president speak, what would you say was the most striking comment he made? Let's start with that question, because for many people, a lot of people have chosen to jump on the comment he made in regards to the president eventually emerging as a general in politics, with regards to the political situation in the state, and saying, well, no general becomes a general without going through war. So whatever it is you're going through would only end up making you one in politics. That seemed to be where a lot of people are focused on. And that has become what everyone has been talking about. I'm pretty sure there might be those who have different views and different opinions. But if we're looking at that first, what the president said, let's start with that and look at what he said. In that comment made by the president, Goodluck Jonathan, was he wrong or right? It's now the debate. You would first of all ask a question like, is there really a political war in Rivers State? If the answer is yes, then was the president wrong to suggest that, well, if you're able to handle this and come out of it, it could make you this in politics? If the president was saying that to perhaps the FCT minister, that would be the same situation, because the bottom line is there is a political struggle in Rivers State, and whoever is able to surmount it and come out at the top would have people singing their praises, and that's the truth. If the FCT minister, one way or the other, gets the upper hand with regards to the political situation in Rivers State now, a lot of people would hail him and said, his leader, the political juggernaut, all those titles would follow, which in this case, if the governor does the same, he would be referred to as a general in politics, which is basically what the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, was also saying. So why then is it an issue, and why are people reacting so directly to this? When, in fact, in stark contrast, the president also said something that was much more important with regards to the political crisis in Rivers State, which was pointing in the direction of how these issues should be tackled and handled. Because if it is not, what you think is affecting just Rivers State is not only affecting Rivers State, it's affecting the economy of the country, and it is affecting the Niger Delta in particular. Rivers State is the pride of the Niger Delta. Oh, in fact, you might want to put the South, but, people can make a few arguments around that for the South. So let's leave it at the Niger Delta. If you look at the South, for me, I would say Rivers State is the pride of the South. If you want to say the South, maybe you might put Lagos and the others, but the South, oh man. So when you look at a state that important, you would realize where the president was coming from when he says this needs to be addressed. So why are we not looking at that first? Why is that not even what should be, ringing a bell in our heads to say we need to address this? Just in case you missed it, I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. I'd like us to hear it again. That particular one, and what the president was trying to say with regards to how the the crisis in the state is affecting the country and would affect the region.
We want a peaceful River State because River State is the center of the Niger Delta, and I always make it very clear. If we create serious perturbation in River State, we are creating crisis in the Niger Delta, which is not good for our economy as a nation. We want the governor of River State to be allowed to remain calm and do his work. After he finishes serving, another person will take over. But political offices, you have tenured, so you don't need to kill yourself over any political office. Allow those who are there to do their work, and after that, anything can happen.
All right, so I'll just open the phone lines because we need to figure out, was anything wrong that was said by the former president while he was in Rivers State over the weekend? You've heard him again. It's tenure. Allow anybody who's there to do their work. When they are done with the work, the reason is because the work they are doing is for the state. And the state is a pride of the Niger Delta and important to the country. So allow anybody who's there to do their work. When they are done with their work, then you can come and do the politics. And anything can follow afterwards. So what was said that was not, that many people are not okay with, let's get to it and find out from you. 0817 923 0007, 0817 923 0003. Good morning.
Yes, Andrew.
Please start with your name and where you're calling from, and then we go on from there. Unfortunately, we can't hear you. We might have to move on to another caller. Please tell us your name, where you're calling from, and go on. Good morning.
Okay, my name is Victor.
All right, Victor.
Calling from Rumukusi.
Okay.
Okay, Andrew, if you look at what Mr. Our former president, former Goodluck Jonathan said, you see integrity talking. I don't see anything wrong there. He said exactly what is going on. All of us, at least, if not all of us, at least, most of us should be able to know by now that River State means a lot to Nigeria. So I don't understand all these critics. Just like one day, I remember when you are one of your guests, one of our honorable commissioner of information, I heard him saying that even if the governor walk on top of the sea like Jesus, he said you will not see the critics, you will not see the enemy of the state saying, okay, you walk upon the sea. So sometimes when I look at some of these critics, it doesn't mean anything. Some of us just come out to criticize, just like we want to say. Criticize constructively, not just because you don't like the person you just want to criticize. This man talk like somebody that is in. He has been in the government. He knows what River State means to Nigeria. And he also said, Sim, I like you because you being able to manage this state with this kind of crisis, I look at you being an hero in the future. He didn't say you are the general. He said, I look at you being a general. So for you to manage this kind of crisis, and then people are just criticizing what is not relevant. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. We lost that call. Move on to the next one. Good morning.
Hi, Femi. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. This is Muriel, the Africa woman.
All right, Muriel, go on.
If me, I will be shocked, But not really, because I grew up in Nigeria. If anyone comes out to say there is anything wrong in what the former president said, in fact, what he's saying is, for me, is referring to all the parties involved. Clearly, there is a political crisis in this state, and as long as River State is not stable, trust me, as long as River State is not stable, it will affect the country. Because a state like River State that produces up to 60% of what the country runs with, the national output will be unstable, and you expect the entire country will be stable. It is impossible. So I think his statement is apt and very. In fact, it should have come before then. No, he has spoken before. He has been talking. Other people have been talking, but I think the father of peace. Everybody know him as his personality is just peaceful. Everything about him. So what he's calling for is peace in the overall. So anybody that comes out to say, hey, he's wrong. Why will he say this? He's telling the government.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.
back to the phone lines, and we're getting reactions to some of the comments made by former President Goodluck Jonathan while he was in Rivers State over the weekend. It's been generating a lot of buzz. We've tried the best we could to look at some of the major things he said. For me, I think the most important would be how critical Rivers State is to not just the Niger Delta or the South, but to Nigeria as a whole, and hence the need why whatever political issues are in the state needs to be addressed, which was the point we was trying to make. But unfortunately, what caught the attention of many was the fact that he said, well, with the political instability in Rivers State, if the governor is able to eventually submerge this and go through it, it could make him a general in politics. Now, that is what's been the problem, is what the reaction has really been about. For me, I would like you to tell us whether you caught something else. What did he say that you think was out of place? Because from that, some people have said, you're a father figure. If you're trying to make peace, you don't need to say this. But you would all agree that we've passed that line of peace. I mean, both parties have made that very clear. So it simply means we're going to have this political turmoil until the next election. That's what it means. We've basically, I thought everyone has seen that and accepted it. 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0003. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning.
Happy New Week, Happy New Month, and I wish you the best of this month. This is Isaiah George from Buguma and Calabar.
All right, go on.
Andrew, you see, whether you say the truth or not, people will want to pick out opposite views and opinion to also ventilate their point. But of course, you and I know the gospel truth. Even when we are politicking with it, we know that when somebody stick to the truth, and the truth is one visible thing that you cannot kill him. The more you try to kill him and chase him, he will surface on the other side. The former president has said it all. Even it is there in the scripture. He said there is a time for war, there is a time for peace. And no general is being given the highest rank, which is becoming a general, by going to war, having a very large record of victory in terms of the numerical war that general they have attended and came back home victoriously. In the scripture, we have the likes of David and so on. So he said this is only ending you up with the mark, the highest mark in the military. And before now, you know that every household, what they said, the governor is not a politician, he's a civil servant. He doesn't know anything. This is how even the former president was not a politician, and that was why he lost him to Buhari, this and that. Today, the governor of the state, look at him, his political maneuvering with a natural peace shows that as if he was a politician for past 30, 40 years. It's a household name.
All right. Thank you very much.
Support on daily basis.
Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is J.A. and I'm calling you from Port Harcourt town right now.
All right, go on.
Andrew, please help me. I've not heard this statement before. In the next 1 week, we'll kick him out. In the next 2 days, we'll kick him out. In the next 3 months, we'll kick him out. Now they are all talking about 2027. And you're telling me it's not a general, a man that doesn't make so much noise, a man that doesn't talk anyhow, a man that calculates, and when he opens his mouth, you hear wisdom coming from all corners. Wow, so you're a general, whether they like it or not. But like you rightly said, why is it this one that is trending? We all know, you, me, all those that are listening there know that whatever crisis in Rivers State will soon or later engulf the entire region or also engulf the entire country. Now, I tell you an example. It happened in River State House of Assembly here, where you have the Akpako stuff, where you have all those. Before you know it, bam, it got to the National Assembly where people were defecting and moving from one place to another as a result of offspring from River State here. So we know that already. So kudos to the president for reminding, former president, for reminding us. But for this one, all the list said it before that, is our leader, is this, that. But to crown it all, is that he has said that, look, you are the political general, whether people like it or not. I don't really care. But at the end of the day, we know that survival, taking over, and all those is eminent. Where is the structure today?
All right,
Down,
JJ, thank you very much.
Gone forever. And at the end of the day, it's holding sway, holding tight that, look, I am really the general.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. And just to say, the former President Jonathan, did not say that the governor of Rivers State is a political general. So let's not misconstrue this, all right? That's not what he said. He said eventually going through what's happening politically, going through it could eventually make him a general in politics. It's like two different things, all right? It's just acknowledging the fact that you're doing a great job with handling what's happening. And if you continue like this and you do it, and, come out on top, then you could be this in politics. I'm basically sure that's the interpretation, and that's what he said. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Hello, good morning, Senator.
Yeah, good morning.
This is Dakuku from Apoke.
Okay, Dakuku, go on.
Hello, Senator.
Yes, Dakuku, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Go ahead. For what the former president said, Goodluck Jonathan, is the right thing. Because anything happened to River State, it happened to Nigeria at large. Let the contact and leave Moses to root state. Let the Pharaoh of River State, those who call themselves Pharaoh of enemies of River State, allow him to rule. At least so that River State can move forward. Because River State is the heart of Nigeria at large. But any crisis in River State, we have found other states in Nigeria. Please let them alert. Jonathan is the right direction. And also recommending Ken Wala for bringing such person in the jail land. So let me stop here. Thank you.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Femi, Chima Dike from Mokuta.
Right, Chima, go on.
Yeah, in as much as you have tried to clear the air, I thank you for that. Everything that the former president has come here to say, from my own point of view, is definitely wrong. Now, very explicit. You will not tell me that you're talking about peace when somebody is denying me my right of fair hearing. You deny my constituency from the budget you passed before, and you want to still pass another budget again. Now, you cannot tell me you're talking about peace when somebody is telling me that the judgment of a court does not value. Now, you cannot tell me you're talking about peace in a place whereby somebody stands and brought down an edifice that was put in by my own money without an explanation or a very clear one. Now, let me say something. Even if the former president has said that he might assume the position of a general, why he is still pounding on that, whether he will assume it, let him know that generals dies in war, and generals also dies on their bed peacefully, and generals also get retired. Not that because you're a general, you are one thing or the other. But what I'm saying is that I want to let the governor know that in everything that is happening now in River State, let him know that it is an impeachment offense. That is, if Martin Amewule, according to the court, emerges as the authentic speaker of the House, then let nobody come and say, what have I done? Because you have denied me from my right, me Chimadike, I'm crying. Then the base of saying that River State is what was in Nigeria. Those things are those things that they used to trick us. Our problem does not have nothing to do with Nigeria. Because we have not even stopped them from taking the oil they are taking from the Nigeria. They have not come to give us one special thing from the Nigeria because they're taking our thing. So they also talk that River State is that I don't eat to those ones. You understand? What I'm saying is that the governor should be mindful of sugar-coated leaf people. Those people that think appraiser of him.
You should be mindful of those people. If the state is so important to the former governor, former president, he was a president in Nigeria for 6 years. And if River State was so dear to him, what did he do for us in River State? He even came to River State in our own stadium that we built our own money. And he told us that he has never done anything for us. And we clapped for him. Now he is not coming. For him to come and say he can settle the matter here, he's coming to instigate one or two crises through the disguise of peace. What we want in River State is justice. I want my state to be justified.
All right,
I want my representatives to talk. I tell you what I want. Thank you very much.
Nigeria Info, good morning.
Very good morning, Ifemi.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Comrade Kowate Magnus. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay, go on.
Yes, quickly. In as much as I agree with the former president that the state politically is in crisis, and if the governor is able to, manage it well, it might earn him a reward of being the general in politics. I think at this time, what the governor should do is to concentrate on governance. I think the former president should be able to advise the governor to see the needs of Rivers people as paramount, and not to say things that will pull his head and make him as if that's all right. Because 2027 is just by the corner, and if he does well this time, then Rivers people will repose him with the confidence of voting him back as a governor. The former president, as the last speaker said, was in charge of, proceedings in this country. What did he do? So I think we should concentrate on governance in the state and not political talks. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info, good morning.
Good morning.
Ife Mandu, Amadi Patrick is my name.
Okay.
I'm calling from Etche.
Go on.
The crisis in Rivers State, if it continues, will affect the economy of the nation by President Goodluck Jonathan, former president. And that is very, very correct. But the question I have to ask the former president of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, is what modalities have you put on ground to resolve the issue we have in Rivers State? Because I know if this crisis continues, it will affect the economy of the nation. And that is very, very bad. What we need in Rivers State is peace. Who have the solution to solve the problem we have in Rivers State? That is where we are now. We need peace. And we need solution to resolve everything that is happening in Rivers State here. I will not fail to commend the governor on awarding of the road, Afara Mba Egwi Road. And that was attracted by Chief Dr. Ambrose Ibokwenwuzi, a bona fide son of Etche land. So all we need is good things. Now that this man have attracted that kind of road in Afara Etche, why would we know that good thing is coming? Let us support good things so that good thing can come. Please, there should be peace in Rivers State. Because when there is crisis, there will be no development. Please, let us find solution on how to bring peace and resolve this matter we have on Grand River State. That's my stake this morning.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Yeah, Ikemi, good morning. I'm standing here, but I'm calling from Elele.
All right, Stanley, go on.
Yes, our former president made a statement and he said that we need peace in River State, which is true. Now, to me, all those matters in court, I don't see them as the way forward or solution to the political crisis in River State. What we need in River State now, or the crisis going on now, is a political solution. And I see the former president being in that position to break out that political solution. Instead of going to Etche yesterday to tell Rivers people that our governor is a political general, why not you use that time to break out that political solution that we need in River State, and peace will reign in River State. The statement he made is that he least expected that statement. What was he trying to do? instigate the governor or what? To me, that's what he's doing, instigate the governor. You're calling him political general. Political general in what? A father and son, they're having an issue. Instead of you to settle them as a former president, what you're doing is to take side. We least expected this from our former president.
All right. Again, the former president did not call the governor a political general. That's one. Secondly, are we still talking about this truce? Haven't we all seen both parties made it clear that the time to discuss this peace is past? It's water on that bridge. There's nothing but doing. And then thirdly, can anyone confidently say you are aware that whether it's the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, or any other political figure, you might want to even include in Rivers State, former Governor Dr. Peter Odili, and some other political leaders, are you going to authoritatively say that these individuals have not tried to speak with either the FCT minister or the governor separately, or try to speak to them together to try and come to a solution that will be favorable to both parties? And mark my words, I did not say favorable to one party. I said favorable to both parties, so that everybody will be seen as, okay, we both gain. It's a win-win for the two of us. Let's settle it. Do you want to authoritatively say that that kind of a conversation or effort has not been made? I'm pretty sure it's not true. I'm pretty sure that these men are not dumb. If us who are not in the middle can think and know that you are supposed to speak to this side and this side to try to resolve it, how much more those who are in the middle of it? I'm sure they would know, and efforts might have been made to speak to these parties. So if it is not working, it would then mean that the both people who are involved in the issue do not want to come to an agreement. And if that becomes the case, which we can say, because when you look at the body language of these individuals in public, in interviews at different times they have spoken, anything called trying to resolve this matter seems to be water on that bridge. And we all have agreed to that before now. So I'm surprised to a degree. Well, now we are saying, oh, the former president should be trying to solve. We don't have the full information. We do not go to their meetings with them. We do not travel to Abuja with them. We are only having this conversation now because the former president was here and he said something in Etche. If he had not come in Etche, I'm pretty sure nobody will be talking about former president should try and make peace, should call this person or call that person. I'm sure nobody will say that. So let's sometimes also try and be realistic and be honest. With the events we have seen and the back and forth and the words we have seen come out of the two sides, I think it's fair to say we have all come to an understanding that we have to wait to 2027. Is that not the case? Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
Good morning.
Why I really understand
your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Tuesday. I'm calling from Rema Community.
All right, go on.
I want to also say that there is no effort that is enough to conclude that there is no possibility when it comes to conflict management and resolutions. It is a consistency thing. It's a process. Until it yields a result, you cannot say that the effort we put in place by those who have actually tried to broker peace is more than enough to say that there are no possibility. So to this end, I want to say that for some of us who are also saying that the former president would have continued in his pursuit for peace as a consulate, as someone who has been ambassador for peace, even in the West Africa after his exit from the office, he would have continued. Because as far as this conflict and River State is concerned, every little fact, every little comment made by any political person or leaders like Jonathan will spark like what you are experiencing now. And let me also say that the context and the concept of becoming a general, even in Nigerian army, cannot be credited to anyone who has gone to war. You must first become a soldier. How many generals do we have in Niger Delta today? We just added one. To suppose you win this war, it will become a general. Because we have so many generals who are also in the clique. It is also by that experience that President
I have to interrupt you because I think at the point you're trying to make and how you're trying to coin this doesn't go out well. And I think you should even try to make apologies for it. Likening what was said by the former president in the metaphor that he used in explaining what he explained to all relate to generals in the creeks or those who carry weapons or who do whatever they do, I think that should then be, would I say, out of line to some degree. We all understand the metaphor and what the former president was saying. And if you were to respond to it, it should be in that context of what he said. All right? Simple fact. It's just that simple. I don't see why we would want to turn it. If you're not comfortable with it, you could say, well, I think the former president is not right when he says that, the governor would emerge a political general if he surmounts the political challenges in Rivers State. I think that would be enough and just simple, straight to the point. All right, we have to wrap it up here. Thank you very much. We'll take a commercial. Hello Potaka comes immediately after that. Good morning.
Info.